Right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to Greedfall II. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Sorry I'm late, but I'm early for being late, so that makes up for it, right? Anyway, sorry. We were out today, getting new glasses, making an eye doctor appointment for Saoirse just in case, because she complains about not seeing things once in a while, so you never know, maybe, both mom and dad can't see, so maybe she can't either. Worth checking out. Anyway, and then, went to dinner for a little early birthday for Mike. We were gonna stop for ice cream, but by the time we even got near the ice cream place, it was already, past 8 o'clock, which is the kids' bedtime, and so we didn't do that tonight. It looks like we did kind of make an IOU little promisey thing for next week when we actually go to Saoirse's appointment. We said we'd do ice cream, but, that's also a nice little incentive for them to behave themselves. But that'll be nice. Evening, Grace. Yeah. Let's jump back into it. We were just at the city of the Naughts, the island civilization called Xantis, which I assume is just based off of Atlantis, right? At least nominally. Oh shoot! Forgot my book. I was going to talk about it, and maybe even read from it. In my bedroom, because I was reading it before bed last night. It was a nice thing to do, by the way. A fantastic little thing to do before bed. That is, for what I'm talking about is the, yeah, no, that is perfectly fine for a party. I dig it. All right. I'm talking about Malcolm Geit's new book of Arthurian poetry, Galahad and the Grail, which I actually have finally gotten started in earnest. I'm about halfway through the first book of it. Book. Chapter, if you want. It's divided into books and staves, like, poetry. But it is a delightful read so far. Excuse me, I do actually quite highly recommend it. All right, well let's explore, shall we? Find some stuff. What are we supposed to be doing? Isle of the Naughts. Alright, the only thing we have to do right now is take Alveda to see the Inkmint's mistress to get her new tattoos of rank. As you recall, she was just promoted to captain last week. As you may recall. I don't know. Bryce, you were sleeping, right? Or was that the other stream? I don't remember. In any case, that's what we're doing next. We'll explore on our way there. If this is anything like the previous game, it strongly disincentivizes going off trail, going significantly off trail. Mostly just because it's you, at least in the previous game, you would run into things that can only really be done after you advance the plot if you go the wrong direction, that kind of thing. So it really incentivizes you to follow along the proper plot, because the actual plot line will take you. Oh gosh, will take you just about everywhere.
This breeze is invigorating, don't you think?
Yeah, default NPC line, nice. I will say, I feel like I miss games having generic NPC lines like that. I don't know why, but it feels like that has been somewhat missing from a lot of games lately. Like, they don't want NPCs to feel generic, and so what they do, they just eliminate voice lines. Like, what? It seems almost counterproductive, but not quite. Let's see what we can do here. Darn.
I can't do it.
I have failed. Oh, well, we'll try again another time. Captain's Square. What's this?
I'd love to see the boats you use on Terre Frigé.
They're really small, actually. Frankly, they barely count.
This door is locked.
Should I do this?
I can't do it.
Oh man, I can't do it. Healing potion. I really hope we're not giving Alveda a bad name here. Oh, I'm not supposed to be here.
Would come in handy around.
I need workers' clothing. I need a disguise. I'm gonna go there. To the warehouse. Information board. Workshop. Blacksmith. Captain Square. There is no other fast travel I have unlocked. Oh, that's not true. I can go to the Council Square all the way back there. I won't, though.
I can't do it.
Well, fine. Hey.
Good day. What can I do for you?
Can we enter the harbor master's office?
I cannot let you enter without the supervision of a Naut, holding the title of captain at the very least. I'm sorry.
We'll be leaving.
Oh, it's because she doesn't have her tattoos yet. Okay, gotcha. See, this is what I'm talking about. It is effectively, it's a progression gate. So, yeah, no, that actually does track. Yeah, that 100% tracks with what I was just saying about the previous game. That a lot of little exploration bits are basically blocked off, practically speaking, until you advance the main plot. Nothing on the notice board. Okay, fine. Let's go up here. Hey, buddy.
Stop! Access to this area is strictly forbidden. Move along.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know.
Our armors are so light that you'll hardly feel them.
What do we got here?
Looking for a sword? Or how about some reinforced armor? I've got everything you need.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, I see. He can upgrade for me, can't he? How am I allowed to do that? This seems to be just better in most ways. Yeah, it is. It's upper rank. Why don't I just use that? I don't have gems. I'm gonna use my gold. That's gonna use my gold. Alright, I think I'll upgrade hers. Increases my armor by a lot. Oh, he charges for it, that's why, but it's not a lot. Tainia Hunter's Kaftan. Right. That's actually quite good. Nice. Hi, Baze. How are you? Ooh, just got back from Peugeot's summit. Had a good time? Sounds very cool. Memory stone? Oh, yeah. Reset skills. Okay. High explosive. What does that cost? Oh, this is buy. Okay, no, this is buy. Okay, got it. What's that? Gold ore. Oh, jeez. Wrong button. Shovel. Look at this shit I'm not using. Trumpet barrel pistol. Sailor's lucky necklace. No disguises for sale. That's unfortunate. I don't need it. I don't need it. Don't need it. Don't need it. Okay. That's quite cool. I'm keeping the tricorn. I love tricorn hats. I will say, Grace, I am honestly, I'm deeply confused by the conversation going on in Discord surrounding Chinese food. Because, to me, like, almost the gold standard of Chinese food is... I don't know about the gold standard, that's not fair. The baseline, let's go with that. The baseline standard for Chinese food is the you know, that very generically titled Chinese takeout restaurant that is, you know, at right next to your corner store or in the shopping plaza or whatever. That's sort of the baseline for what Chinese food is, you know. But now for a lot of people, it seems like, and this was brought up by John, frankly, talking about really, 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 really badly wanting Pei Wei, which I've never had, by the way, to be completely transparent and fair. But people are always talking about places like Pei Wei or Panda Express or what was the other one? What was the one that Grace? What was the one that you said that you had never actually like had at a restaurant because there isn't one near you, but you had their like frozen? Was it PF Chang's? Yeah, PF Chang's, right? Like things like that. That's super like
Uncle Ludwig.
the fast food kind of thing.
Here. I don't believe it.
Rudolph,
Ooh. Here, let's go
what
back
are
to
you
this.
doing here, my boy?
We'll come back to this later.
Are you a naught now? No. Don't you try and act like an uncle to me after what you did to us.
Come on, lads, let's get out of here.
You look like him.
I don't want
You
to be
look like
anywhere
an aunt.
near that man. I could lose my temper.
But, Rudolph! I really wonder how the lad ended up here. But he's alright, at least, and he seems to take his work seriously, which is something.
Forgive my curiosity, Ludwig, but if he is your nephew, he seems not to be very fond of you. Whatever did you do to him?
No.
I have no desire to talk about it. Not now, anyway.
Okay, Karth. Anyway. I'm stealing tips. Oh my god. I'm not helping the reputation of the Tiffordian natives by just picking up everything. Just looting things in a store. Gosh. Anyway, yeah. As I was saying though, it's these like chain fast food. Oh, excuse me. Chinese places, or just Asian places in general, I don't see the appeal. I really don't. Especially when you have right in front of you the alternative of the Chinese takeout place. You know? Like, to me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with, to use my example, King's Walk, which is like in the plaza across the street from our neighborhood. Oh no, Grace, there isn't a PF Chang's anywhere near us either. I'd have to go like 30 or 40 miles that way or something. Same with Panda Express. Pei Wei, I don't even know where there is a Pei Wei. Probably down in Tampa, which is like a half an hour, 40 minutes at least. Our town's population is like minuscule. It's like gotta be under 20,000. So yeah, no, there's not. But guess what? There's a little Chinese takeout place right across the street. And if you go, 15, 20 miles that way to downtown, there's another one with the same name. Like literally, there's another King's Walk. It's down there. Like, that's why when you call ours, it's like, yes, this is the one on. I'm not gonna give my address on the internet, but they have to specify that this is the right one, right? It's not the one down the road, right? Yeah. So, no, but it's good. It's great. There's nothing wrong with it at all. And I very seldom have bad experiences with those sorts of places. I mean, I have, but then you just go to the other one that's 5 minutes down the road. Seriously, like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, just go and, pick the thing that you want to order. Get, house special lo mein, or ours has pretty good fried rice. If I get my fried rice, I get it extra spicy, which is nice, and they do a good job on that. Or they do a really good Singapore chow mein fun, but so does every single other one of these same places. So it's like. Though I will say, as far as like standout things, ours, the egg drop soup is actually really good. The kids love it, especially, like more than normal. Everything else is good, but in particular, the egg drop soup is above average for these sorts of places. But again, it's only above average. It's like I've had better soups at actual high-end Chinese places, but also, on the other hand, literally everything on their menu is better than, at least I like it better, than everything at if PF Chang's. I have been to a PF Chang's once, or like Panda Express, or presumably Pei Wei. I've never been there, but things like that. Like, it's just what it technically is referred to as it is a New York style Chinese takeout. You know, the kind where you walk in, they have the faded menu up above the counter, and there is the owner's young child over, usually to the left, doing homework or watching cartoons on a tablet. That, you know the place, right? Oh yeah, mall Chinese food is that's a different beast entirely, and it can be good, but it's not the same thing. It's not what I'm talking about. This is the kind of thing where if you like look slightly into the back, they have the jet engine with a walk over it, and that they're making whatever it is to order, that sort of thing. Okay, yeah, just Chinese restaurants. You know, that's a reasonable thing to call it, guys. It's good though. Like, it's good. Like, I don't get it, especially because it is just better than all of the like the fast food Chinese places, the chain ones. It's just better.
Hello, welcome to my workshop. I'm the ink mistress, and before you ask, no, I don't tattoo foreigners.
Hello, mistress.
Wasn't going to, but
I'm no
good to know.
foreigner. And the council
Obviously, you're not a foreigner.
Alvida, everyone's talking about you. Your father must be so proud. Sailing to our island in a skiff.
Oh, is
I
he
don't
the
think
admiral?
I've ever recorded such a feat in ink. It will be an honor to mark you, Captain.
Thank you.
Now come over here and sit down. I hope your friends are patient. This is gonna take a while.
Oh, good. Cool. All right.
There. Now everyone can take one look at you, and they'll know who
Nice.
you are and what you've accomplished. Take care of the ink for the next few days. The scars will be sore.
Oh, I know. I remember the last time I was here.
Nice.
Thank you, mistress. Goodbye.
Oh, did they? Oh, that's right. That was. I knew it was today. I didn't see if it was out yet or not. Baze says, Freedom Tunes dropped the first official episode of their new full-length show. That is Twisted Plots. It was really good. Covers free will versus determinism. Oh God, I really should have. I should have watched it. I could have talked about it. Darn. That's. I almost want to watch it with you guys, but I'd rather you actually go to their channel and watch it. Like go watch it. I will forgive you if you leave and come back even. Like, I'd like for you to stay here and yap with me. I will forgive. It is forgivable. Oh, Baze also says I successfully rizzed up all the females, which isn't saying much because the ratio is like 98 to 2. Yeah. So you rizzed up both of the females, is what you're saying.
Savages and traitors to their race. We'll teach you your true place.
Excuse me? You! What's this? You! And then what we're gonna do is gonna weapon blessing Ludwig. And then Ludwig is going to violent charge guy right here. And then Shadow Impact. Friedengehr is going to try to go kill the gunner over here. But I don't need to micromanage him, really. Same with her. Then she's going to go destroy her stance once she gets there. Actually, you know what? No. She's going to do something smart. She's going to go destroy her stance, and then cutting charge you. Break the shields. Attack. Just doing a bunch of stuff. Good. Then a bunch of stuff. Okay. Okay. Ludwig! Hey, taunt these guys for me. Frieden. I need to heal myself. Not doing so great. What's this do now? That works. Beat is doing fine. I'm not doing so hot. Ludwig is hurting pretty bad. Jeez, okay. First aid himself. He can do that now. Forgot. And then brutal impact, I guess. Okay. That'll be fine. Nope. Okay, Ludwig is not doing so great. Can heal himself. I can heal him. Then oh, okay. So yeah, Grace, if you're not familiar with Freedom Tunes, it's independent animation, primarily, like a YouTube animation, really. But he just branched out. It's Seamus Coughlin or Coughlin or whatever. It's Irish. Anyway, it's he's very funny. Twin blows, all 3. And then sharp edge, you. All 3. Alvita. Well, we stun you. That's good. She can't do combat healing yet. Yeah, let's wait.
At least I won't die.
Shoot! Now I can combat healing. Right? Yeah. And I can heal Ludwig. And Ludwig can heal himself, I guess. Yeah, he has enough. He can do it. Damn it! Shoot. Alright, Alvita. Taunt you. Ambush you. Ow! Okay, we got him. That is.
Is everyone alright?
Not everyone, but he'll be fine eventually.
Drop your weapons. You're under arrest.
I mean, there's a pile of dead guys. Let's be fair.
Under arrest? For defending ourselves?
So you say. A witness came to tell us about a fight. We ran over and saw you kill those visitors. Just follow us, you lot, and don't make a fuss.
Wait, officer. This group is my responsibility. I've given my word as a captain. They are my guests.
Indeed. That's unfortunate. You should choose your friends more carefully. Round them all up.
Have you forgotten our laws, officer? You can only arrest the person who is responsible. Her guests are free.
These people have committed a serious crime. They murdered these visitors, and...
This may be a tragedy, but it doesn't change our laws. Only the captain will pay for the crime, if it is proven.
All right, then. Take the captain. As for you lot, I hope you realize what you've done.
Wait, where are you taking her?
She'll be held in the Harbor Master's office while she awaits her trial. I'll make sure you are able to speak with her if you wish.
We should go tell the others what happened.
I found them. There they are. Hariden ger. Esmato. Radi dumer de kadoment renaxa.
What? What?
News travels quickly around here. We were attacked as we left the workshop with Alvita. A group of armed Alliance men attacked us and we were forced to defend ourselves.
Oh, it's still on.
They all
Okay.
died. And the guards who arrived just seconds later accused us of murdering them. They wanted to throw us into prison again. The master of the shipyard stepped in. And since we are Alvita's guests, she was the only one of us arrested.
The Alliance doesn't seem to want to leave you in peace.
A
No.
woman we met after our meeting with the admirals warned us. She told us there was an Alliance emissary in Yuxantis, and that they might cause us serious problems.
We can't just stand by and let Alvida rot in jail. I already organized one jailbreak. Why not another?
Why not
We'd
another?
better go talk to her before we do any such thing.
Fausta's right. This is an island, so we won't be able to escape as easily as we did in Tainir. Alvida knows far better than we do how things work around here. Her advice will be most valuable.
We could try to find the line as you spoke of. The one who warned us. She undoubtedly knows more than she told us.
Since you don't seem too keen on my idea of an escape plan, we could at least try to find some witnesses who saw what happened.
Yeah, okay, so who do we add? Sybil? Nilon? I'm torn between Sybil and Nilon. I don't think I want to add Till. He's pretty redundant with Ludwig. I both need and want Fausta in the group. She is interesting and a mage. It's mostly puns. I love puns. I mean, so does he. All right, let's go with Sybil. Okay.
Let's
Okay.
go back and speak to the Ink Mistress. We were in front of her workshop. She could be a witness.
I mean, if she's a witness, if she saw anything. That guy saw something. I know he did. Let's see if we can equip Sybil a little better. You know? Oh my god. These are all awful. Tricorn. That looks good. Parametric deflection, why not? Cape, cape, cape. She should have the coin guard cape, but I'm gonna use it instead. Merchant's glove. Rude lightweight leather fingerless glove. Yeah, sure. Faded trader's coat. It looks good. High armor, but it's heavy armor. Yeah. Janissary Kaftan might be good. No, screw it. I'm gonna go with pea coat. Why not? What with pants? Loose boots of the guard. That's much better. Kind of heavy. That's fine. That's fine. Why not? Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely going to catch that tonight. That sounds fantastic. I cannot wait. Oh. I should make another Serpent Torque, huh? When I have the chance.
Greetings.
Oh, I have the chance. Would you look at that? I think I could make that, right? Wow. Okay. It was the guy with the hammer. Ah, here we go. Sylvia. The carpenter. He must have seen something. Anyway, yeah, it does look like I said, it does look really good. And I will say, I understand what you mean, Faze, when you say that it's humor in the episode is a lot drier, but it's there. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. That is kind of what I would expect. Given that it's a full-length episode, most of what he has done in the past, most of the Freedom Tunes videos, as well as Common Sense Soapbox for Foundation for Economic Education, all of those have been shorts, basically. None of them have been more than like 5 minutes. So if these are full-length animated episodes, they're not going to be that same kind of fast-paced zinger humor, basically set up, payoff, end of episode. that I'm used to that we're all used to from his stuff.
Hello? Looking to buy furniture?
No.
Hey, I recognize you. You're the captain's friends. The ones who were attacked earlier.
The captain is super vague here in a place like this.
Were you there during the attack? Could you tell us exactly what you saw?
Yes. I'm at my workbench from sunup to sundown, and it happened right on my doorstep. So I saw everything. I heard those foreigners from the Alliance hurling insults, and I saw them attack. All you did was defend yourself.
Okay.
Then the guard came, followed by the master of the shipyard. And they took the captain away. I'm sorry about what happened to you.
That's wonderful. How fortunate. With your testimony, we'll have no trouble getting Elvida out of jail.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Great.
How so?
I don't have a very good reputation. No one on the council will listen to me. And besides,
Really?
I don't think Captain Elvida will let me take the stand to defend her. She despises me more than anyone else.
What? Why?
What do you mean?
I don't like to stir up the past, but you should know that I used to be a shipwright.
It's a lateral career
My
move,
work
I
was
guess.
highly praised until the accident.
Downward, honestly, really.
It was a terrible accident. Since then, I haven't been allowed to touch a ship.
Okay, never
I
mind.
had to learn a new trade.
Downgrade. Downgrade.
And here I am in this shabby workshop, tinkering with chairs. My testimony would be worthless.
I understand. But we may have no choice but to call on you.
If you do, I'll be happy to testify to what I saw. But think hard before you call on me. My word could do you more harm than good.
That seems unlikely, but
We'll leave
maybe.
you to your work.
God, if that's how this society works, that's not a good sign.
We should try to find out more about what this man did before we decide whether or not to use his testimony. Elvida will surely know.
You'd be better off talking to a captain. I'm just a sailor.
Fish! Who wants fish?
But you. Okay, yeah, Bay says my expectations are adjusted accordingly. Or you will enjoy it. I appreciate your thoughts after the fact. I will absolutely share my thoughts after the fact. If nothing else, I will in Discord. Probably I'll talk about it somewhat next week during live streams. Just remind me if I don't immediately bring it up.
Did you see the attack that took place in front of the Ink Mistress's shop?
No, I was in the back. I only saw the tail end of the fight.
Not
I
helpful.
saw the guards show up, followed by the master of the shipyard. But the Alliance men were already dead. You killed them all. Now, if you don't
Yeah.
want any fish, I'd like to get back to work. Foreigners' affairs don't concern me.
Okay. Well,
Goodbye.
that's fine. Darn. Okay. What do you mean in the back? It's an open air market. What? Okay, whatever. But honestly, it sounds to me like she's making excuses not to testify, but whatever. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, I'll honestly say about Twisted Plots, if it were the same kind of pace of jokes that you get in an average Freedom Tunes episode, that would be kind of excessive. It would kind of feel like being beaten over the head if it were that rapid pacing of jokes for a full, 22 to 30 minutes or whatever it is.
What do you want? I told you already. I don't tattoo foreigners.
Are you okay?
We're looking for witnesses who saw
Your
the
voice
fight
just,
that took
like,
place in front
cracked.
of your workshop.
You're not going to kill me too, are you?
What?
I didn't
No.
see anything. After I finished Elvida's tattoo, I started cleaning my tools. I heard a commotion outside, but I didn't go out there. I'm not a guard, I'm an artist. Please don't hurt me.
We're not here to hurt you. We just want to help
Elvida
our
was
friend Elvida who's
in
been
the
arrested.
fight. What are you talking about?
Really? Since the attack, everyone's been saying that the foreigners on the island are just there to cause chaos and to rob and kill us.
Rest assured, that is
Of
not
course.
our aim.
Oh, of course they're saying that.
At any rate, I wasn't lying. I heard noises, yes, but I didn't see anything. I didn't go outside.
What kind of noise? What exactly do you remember?
This might be useful.
Let me think. I remember the door closing. I was picking up my tools when I heard someone shouting. Just after that, I could hear fighting. Then things calmed down and I heard the guard arresting someone. You, most likely.
Do you remember what was shouted?
I didn't hear everything. It wasn't very clear. I think I heard the words savage and traitor. And then something about a place?
They did indeed insult us before attacking us. And since you heard the sounds of fighting after that first sentence, it contradicts the testimony that we attacked those people for no reason.
Let's try it.
I know it's a lot to ask.
Yay.
But I need you to repeat what you just told us in front of the council. Alvida shouldn't have to pay for the misdeeds of the foreigners who wanted to settle their score with us.
All right. I'll testify if you call me as a witness. I admire Alvida. She doesn't deserve this.
Just our luck. We found one witness who only overheard something and another one that no one will believe. But it's a first step towards freeing our valiant captain from her cell.
Mm-hmm. There. Okay, let's see. Yeah, now let's just walk it. Messages? I'm sorry, what?
What a beautiful day.
I'd love to see the boats you use on Tier Fridge.
Yeah, once again, I don't think you'll be impressed.
Boarding axes.
Right.
Have you made up your mind?
Let's see about upgrading. I don't have gold for it. Hmm. That's very cool. Oh. There's an armor type. There's a category of armor. Would you look at that? It's right under the picture. Silly me. Well, there you go. Comfy on the couch. Very nice. Anyway, so I spoke a little bit last time, kind of lamenting the loss of Thomas Massey, and I realized that I kind of skipped over what I think, in retrospect at least, was a somewhat significant aspect of the campaign, which was the Kalshi betting markets.
If we could dress as humble workers, we'd go unnoticed.
We are missing something to make this work.
I don't think I need to do that. Darn. Anyway, but yeah, so the Kalshi betting markets, right? This has become this idea that you can bet on basically anything, but especially betting on things like the outcomes of political races and things like that is a real novelty.
Well, look who's here. The savage murderous brute we were just talking about.
Who are you?
You must know that I won't let you get away with murdering my men. And I won't let this poor captain pay for your crimes either.
Sir, I would like to know if you...
I've got nothing to say to you. Because of your savagery, one of our sisters is in jail. Get out of here.
This charming, biased bunch won't help us at all. Come on, let's go see Alvida.
That's right.
Okay.
Go and mock the woman who's rotting in prison because of you.
Zahid?
See you at your trial.
We should try to learn more about
is
this woman
that?
and what she's doing here.
Yeah, I would love to find out more about her. I'm assuming I'm going to find out more about her and then perhaps, you know, do some violence to her. Xantus Inn. We'll find out more about that. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, yeah, these Kalshi betting markets are a fascinating novelty, right? Where it didn't really used to be that you could bet on all sorts of things like this, because I think it's kind of supposed to be illegal to bet on all of these things. And it probably is. It's just that there's practically speaking no enforcement about it. It's just sort of happening. Which, ordinarily, I like. And even in this case, I think I like. Now, actually betting on these outcomes is probably not morally good. Right? You probably should not do this. At least... At least, relying on it to earn money is highly imprudent. Right? Just like any kind of gambling. And then there are certain things where betting on them is just straightforwardly inappropriate. Some of which, for example, betting on the outcome of the Papal Conclave, which was something on Kalshi, basically betting on who was going to be the next pope. Excuse me. That's automatically a mortal sin, and I think, could be wrong, but I think that incurs automatic excommunication. So don't do that, clearly. But why? Why? Well, the reason being, the main reason why that sort of thing is prohibited is because it it incentivizes bias coming into the decision-making process that leads into the next Papal Conclave. So what does that mean? Essentially, if it were acceptable to bet on the outcome of something, and you have some way of impacting that outcome, that has an impact on how you make your decision, right? So, this means that that there is the possibility of corruption intrinsic to a lot of these kinds of betting markets. Take a recent example. We find the betting markets swing wildly about military operations right before a change happens. So this is typically what happens, is that connected people essentially do what is insider trading. When a decision has been made but not publicized yet, a bunch of people who know about it will place a bet. And some of those people are quite wealthy, and so they'll place big bets. And then they'll make a fabulous amount of money off of having made that short bet. So, excuse me. Essentially, what this means, right, is that people are making money off of the secret decisions that they're making. Having information, secret information that other people don't have access to, that specifically, importantly, other people who are doing the betting don't have access to it. And so this is really similar to something like insider trading of stocks and things like that. Now, that's dishonest, and it's probably taking advantage of other people, but that's only because these are sort of zero-sum games, right? In order to win a bet, you have to get somebody else to lose, and you're arbitraging asymmetric information in order to do that, which has a level of unfairness to it. It's a kind of injustice. Now, I don't think that is necessarily gravely sinful. I think that could be fine under some circumstances, or maybe not fine, but a trifle, let's say. And you might even say, for instance, in terms of insider trading, that if, say, a bunch of high-level employees know that a company is about to go under, and so they sell a bunch of stock, then what that does is it lowers the stock price, and therefore signals to the market the secret information, so that information basically gets let out by price signals. So that's useful. That's useful to the market, to people who don't have the inside information. So there is an element of usefulness to it. The same even would apply to betting markets, right? If there is this secret plan, say, for a military operation, to use a relatively recent example, and a bunch of senior officers place big bets, then what that does is that sways odds in a particular direction. And if you're one of those people who watches these betting markets and watching them for trends like this, that can be a useful piece of information, not even for the sake of betting, but just for the sake of predicting outcomes. Okay, so there's that. But then we have the next step up of moral corruption here, which is if you place a bet and are then capable of affecting the outcome. Not just knowing what the change is going to be, but affecting that change. So you place a bet, then you actively choose to impact the situation such that you win, right? So, an admiral, we're all here. An admiral places a bet that the Ford Carrier Group is about to leave the Persian Gulf and go back to the Mediterranean. Places a huge bet on it. Then he orders the Ford Carrier Group to leave the Persian Gulf and go back to the Mediterranean. Boom! Made tons of money off of it. Because he just essentially made a decision that changed the outcome of the bet. Okay. That's wrong because that is directly predatory behavior. That is directly taking advantage of the other people who are betting, not by arbitraging levels of information, but rather by arbitraging by effectively deciding on the outcome of the bet. It is deciding that I'm going to make this bet and I'm going to win it. Right? Those two decisions are not supposed to be the same thing. That is betting in bad faith. Right? Okay, so far so good, or so bad. This has gotten worse. Now, we have something more interesting and even more untoward. Evil, even. Which is the case where placing a bet, the act of placing the bet, will have some impact on the outcome of the thing you're betting on. And this is, I think, what we saw in the case of the election of Thomas Massey. So you'll notice, within a few days, this happened twice actually. There were a couple of times, a few weeks ago, and then within about 2 days of the election, there was a very massive and very sudden shift in the betting markets, which very clearly indicates that somebody put an extremely large bet on Ed Galbraith. This happened again more than once. And the effect of this is for the odds to shift away from Massey and towards Galbraith. Now, that has an effect on the outcome of the election. Not by affecting the outcome, but by affecting voter turnout, by affecting winning side bias. I forget what it's actually called, but there's this bias in decision theory that a lot of people simply want to be on the winning side, regardless of what that side is. Right? And so if somebody thinks that, such and such side is going to win, they're more likely to vote for that side. That applies to all elections. And so if you affect the betting odds in this way, that will affect the outcome of the election to some degree. Not with certainty, but to some degree. And so placing a bet, knowing that it will have an effect on the outcome of the election, towards the position that you're betting on, it has the same kind of effect as placing a bet and then making a decision, to a lesser degree, but also in a way that doesn't require direct control over the situation. So anyone with sufficient funds has access to it. And access to it meaning, of course, betting in bad faith. Betting not to win, not to predict, not based on the information that you have, but in hopes of altering the outcome. That is absolutely bad faith behavior. Now, tinfoil hats on, guys. Because this is the kind of low trust behavior that ruins a good thing for society. I actually do hold that betting markets are a net positive for society. They're probably bad in some ways, especially for the people who bet, and especially for the people who lose money. Gambling is a problem that a lot of people have, but the information that these betting markets convey to the general public, or people who watch them, is incredibly valuable. However, that is only the case if we have people acting and betting in good faith, rather than trying to manipulate the odds to affect an outcome. That, one, is unethical in its own right, but also it has the effect of eliminating the usefulness of these bets, of these betting markets. It eliminates the information content of these markets, and rather uses them as a tool in the political machine. This is extremely bad faith behavior, and it's the same kind of manipulation of what would otherwise be high trust behavior. Betting on the assumption that everyone else is betting in good faith. Manipulating that impulse is the very same problem that we see with a lot of these, say these foreign interest groups that come to scam American programs. think like the Somali daycares, right? Things like that, where there's a system in place that is set up with an assumption of good faith. And then you get a bunch of people to come in who do not share that assumption and do not share a high trust culture and just take advantage of it for their own gain. It's the same behavior we see from the Israel lobby. Now, I'm not saying it's the Jews, because that term is vague anyway, right? But it's a group of people who are majority Jewish, but who are that small upper segment of population, the elites, who are again majority Jewish in this particular case. But it's that segment of society that acts in this way, taking advantage of everyone below them because those people don't matter. And now it's interesting but deeply sad that the Jews get blamed for this sort of thing, because that little elite stripe of nasty, horrible people are in no way representative of Jewish people in general, or we could call it Jewish behavior or whatever. No, what genuinely anti-Semitic people call Jewish behavior is the behavior of this small elite segment, elite in a sense, this powerful segment of a lot of societies, which does contain a lot of Jewish people. But it doesn't contain the majority of Jewish people. Right? Parallel example, just because Jeffrey Epstein was Jewish, and in fact was a sort of Jewish supremacist, excuse me, is no reason to accuse Dr. Goldstein, the dentist down the street, of anything related to that, right? And this is, I think, the mistake that the sort of the anti-Semitic types will make. People who call these problems, Jewish problems or whatever. That said, this kind of behavior, this kind of action, especially when it's done by groups that are closely associated with Israel, with Jewish interests, right? That which a lot of these groups that were involved in this very action. That kind of misbehavior gives the anti-Semites an excuse to blame the Jews, whatever they mean by that, for this kind of behavior, right? It gives people an excuse to say, well, they've been kicked out of 110 countries, why don't we make it 111? Well, okay, I get it. Look, I get it. I understand that we don't want this kind of behavior in our society. And it does seem like, historically, this kind of behavior correlates with again, how do I say this carefully? Know that I'm not saying this carefully, right? But hopefully you know what I mean. It correlates with a bunch of Jewish people in positions of power. Okay. So what do? Well, maybe we'll just kick out all the Jews. They seem to be the problem, right? Well, no. Like, Dr. Goldstein, again, is not the problem. The problem is Epstein and his gang. The problem is the foreign lobby in the country. Like, these are the problems. And so we have to be really, really careful to delineate these things. And on the one hand, be careful not to just make sweepingly broad statements about categories of people, most of whom have nothing to do with the problem. But on the other hand, not excuse me, not be afraid to call out the problem when we see a problem. because this is reprehensible behavior, and it's destructive to the society in which it takes place. All right, what do you think? What do we think about these political betting markets, and what do we think about the the connection to APAC, the connection to anti-Semitism, or yada yada? Well, am I noticing too hard here, or am I not noticing hard enough? Am I being too philo-Semitic or whatever? I'm assuming I don't have, a Groypor audience, but I don't know, maybe they'll find my stream and call me a Jew or something, whatever.
This is a schedule of the guards' patrols. One of them has been marked as being absent this evening.
Useful information, I bet I can sneak by.
I'm sorry for what happened to you and Captain Alvida, but I can't help you.
Why not?
It's up to you to prove your innocence.
Okay. Alright, well, excuse me, let's see if we can go talk with Alvida. Hey, can I go in?
Up in here when you
Yeah, I
just
can.
been named captain.
It's just a bad storm to weather. I'm sure my friends will do everything they can to steer
What a
me
yard.
out of here.
I hope so, for them as well as for you. If the trial turns out badly, you won't be able to protect them any longer.
Is she doing a very good job protecting us from behind bars, or what?
There you are. I'm glad Alvida wasn't wrong about you. And you're just in
What
time.
did you expect? Us to
I'm
just
going
run?
to need your help. The Alliance's emissary has decided to support the murder charge against you.
Of course she
For
did.
our young captain's sake, I've decided to defend you.
Oh,
I know
thank
our
you.
laws well, but I'm going to need evidence and witnesses.
What other evidence or testimony should we look for?
Any witnesses who could give a different version of the events would be helpful.
Okay.
I doubt there's much physical evidence to be found, unless it was a setup. And in that case, there were
Interesting.
most likely messages sent that you might be able to get your hands on.
Interesting.
The head guard mentioned a witness who alerted them and told them that we attacked those men. We tried to find out who it was, but he wouldn't tell us.
If I was being generous, I'd
He's got
say it was to
enormous
protect the
eyes.
witness. But in truth, our dear head guard hates foreigners.
Actually, does he, or
He's
is it just
furious
unaffected
and
the
frustrated
tattoos?
that he couldn't put you in jail and had to lock Alvida up instead. If you need to find out more about this witness, and I do agree that it's a very relevant lead, then I'd recommend trying to get him drunk. He can often be found at the tavern, drowning his bitterness in ale.
Thank you for defending us.
Of course, I don't trust this emissary, and I like Alvida. I'll let you talk to your friend now. But don't forget to come back here once you've gathered enough evidence to exonerate yourselves. Once you've done that, we'll start the trial. See you later, my
Interesting.
young friends, and good luck.
I wonder if this feels like, if this game continues going the way it has been going, where we do area, then leave permanently, area, then leave permanently. I feel like one way this could go is if Alvida is basically exiled. And so, we get a ship, but it means we have to leave with her.
How do you feel? Are you alright?
As well as possible. Locked up in a cell. I can't complain. Since I'm a captain, I'm treated with respect. In any case, it looks like it's my turn to need help getting out of jail.
We found witnesses who saw what happened.
But he doesn't. But you don't like him, so.
You were right. But the only person who saw the whole thing told us his testimony would be of no use.
Why? Who is it?
A carpenter. A former shipwright, if he's to be believed.
Don't say another word. I know who you're talking about. Silvio. It really does seem like the odds are stacked against us. Oh, I can't believe it. Of all the people in Yuxantis, it had to be this incompetent, murdering fool who witnessed the scene.
Murderer?
What did he do?
It's more a question of what didn't he do? He was a shipwright, like he told you. He was in charge of repairing ships before they set sail. My mother's ship, in particular.
Oh,
But he didn't do his job, whether out of laziness or negligence.
That's the same thing.
The very first storm she encountered, the ship sprang a leak and sank. I lost my mother because of him. And now you're telling me he's the only person who can prove our innocence?
I'm afraid so.
Yeah, actually.
The Ink Mistress only heard the fight, so her testimony won't help us much.
And this man's won't help us either. Since my mother's death, he was banned from working for the Knots. Why do you think he became a carpenter? Nobody trusts him anymore.
Okay, so it reminds me of a couple of things I've talked about in the past. One is what we mean precisely by negligence. Negligence is one of those really fascinating legal and ethical categories. One of the few cases where these kind of line up. Right? So laziness and negligence typically kind of blend together. Right? So negligence is specifically, and I've got a video on this, which I'll link in the description after the fact if you haven't seen it. Here, hold on, let me write it down so I don't forget. On degrees of and kinds of blame, the video is. So yeah, it's so negligence, strictly speaking, means is a case where you ought to have known that there was a risk of something going wrong, but you did not account for it. Right. So if what's his name, our shipwright here, given that he's a professional shipwright, or he should have known how to properly repair the ship. And so if he was being lazy and decided not to check, say, if there was damage to the keel or whatever it might have been, that is negligence, because he should have known to check, or that he should have known that there was damage. He knew to check for it, but chose not to check for it, and so he didn't see any damage. So, therefore, because he didn't see it, he didn't know about it, so he didn't know that it was going to happen, but he should have known. Right? So that's what we call negligence. Now, laziness here could imply further fault above negligence, that being recklessness, which is knowing that there is a risk, but choosing to take that risk anyway in an unjustified manner. So this would be something like, well, I know there could be damage below the waterline, but that would require pulling the ship up into dry dock and doing a close inspection of the whole bottom of the ship, and cleaning off all the barnacles so they can be checked underneath, and yada yada yada. It's a whole process that I don't want to have to do. It seems like it's probably fine, even if it's it might not be, but it's probably okay. So I'm just not gonna not bother. Right? That is what we call recklessness, and that could be what we mean by lazy. In a situation like this, it would not be knowing, which is a step up from that, which is that he knows that something bad is going to happen, but acts anyway. Right? That would be like, well, yeah, look, I know there's a hole in the ship, but they're in a hurry, so I'm just not going to tell them about it. They'll probably they'll have some trouble, but they might survive. That would be knowingly sending an unsafe ship out to sea. That is not, I don't think, what anyone's accusing him of. And then intentional or deliberate action is when intentional specifically, it is when it's your goal, right? This is if he were essentially sabotaging the ship. And then finally, down at the bottom end, beneath negligence, is pure accident. This is if he checked, but he didn't see the problem and could not have noticed. He couldn't have known. So therefore it wasn't his fault. Right. But of course that is unlikely given his profession. His profession as a shipwright means that he would know what's going on, and he would know what to check for, and he would know that he needs to check. Right. So anyway, it's a fascinating series of possibilities, and the degree to which he is culpable differs significantly based on based on the amount of knowledge or care that he had for the situation. If he knew more but cared less, he would be far more responsible than if he knew less but cared more, even if things did go wrong. Okay. The other thing this kind of reminds me of, which kind of plays into this, is the famous in certain circles, thought experiment by William Clifford, about having solid evidence. And this is basically the story of a ship owner who chooses to believe that his ship is seaworthy because to believe otherwise would be inconvenient. He doesn't want to have the ship inspected because it would cost too much, it would take too long, and so he just sends the ship to sea anyway, and chooses to believe that it's perfectly fine because it would be inconvenient to believe otherwise. Now, we would say that he is clearly responsible, right? There he is being reckless. He knows there is, in fact, a risk, but he has convinced himself otherwise. Now, the act of self-deception like this is its own interesting issue, which is, I think, technically separate from negligence or laziness or anything like this. You can say it's laziness to a degree, right? But in this case, if he has successfully deceived himself, it's not like he knows there is a problem. As far as he knows, there is no problem. It's just that he lied to himself to convince himself that there was no problem. And so this is an argument for the position, an epistemological position, what's called evidentialism. That is to say that we have an obligation to have solid empirical evidence for anything that we believe. Now, I think Clifford goes way too far in this. I think he goes too far on the empirical route and too far on the everything route. That everything we have this obligation to have strong evidence for. But he does make a fair point within this little narrow range, at least. Anyway, I have to wonder if any of this was relevant to our Carpenter's decision that led to Alvida's mother's death. Let's try and convince her, shall we?
I understand your reluctance.
Damn it!
But if you allow him to save the child of the woman whose death he caused, you'll be allowing him to redeem himself.
Really?
No, that's too easy. That idiot knew full well the weight of his responsibility. His laziness led to many deaths. Not to mention that nobody will take him seriously. Believe me. He better find something else. Like the name of the person who invited those people from the Alliance.
Okay.
You know that foreigners must have a knot who will vouch for him before they can walk about the town.
Okay. It's a good point.
On our way here, we saw a Bridge Alliance emissary speaking to the head of the guards who arrested you. I think it's the person that woman warned us about when we left the council. The men who attacked us were with her, and she will lead the prosecution.
She had to have been invited here by someone. You must find out who it was and what she's doing here.
That's good thinking. I would never have thought of that for some reason.
Behind it all.
Maybe I would have eventually thought of it, but it didn't come to mind. But yeah, they have to have a sponsor, just like we do. So, who's responsible for them? And why? The why is going to be an interesting question. Oh, anyway, I should mention, I'm drinking a Rob Roy tonight. It's been a long day, and I'm rather tired, so this will invite me to drift off to sleep as we're finishing up. It's also delicious. Probably my favorite cocktail, I think. It's essentially 4 parts Scotch, 1 part Drambuie. That's a honey Scotch, honey Scotch and herbal liqueur, and 1 part. I use sweet vermouth. The actual recipe is for dry vermouth, but I basically want it to taste like honey. So yeah, the sweet vermouth works quite well. If you ever have an impulse for a very sweet whiskey drink, which I know is a weird combination. Like, that's a very strange combination, to be fair. Like, whiskey burns. And yeah, this has still got a lot of whiskey in it. It burns. But it also, like, the taste note is just a very rich and very deep sweetness. And then it has that whiskey burn as it goes down. It's very cozy. It's very pleasant. I highly recommend, especially if you're a Scotch lover, like I am. Highly recommend. As for what Scotch, I usually this one in particular is a Glenfiddich 8-year, which is their Glenfiddich's basic malt. They're like bottom shelf one, I guess, if you want to call it that. Not that it's a bottom shelf whiskey. It's kind of mid shelf anyway. But compared to some of their older scotches, actually, I think they have an 8, a 12, and a 16 or something. Their 12-year isn't as good. I don't like it as much. The 16 though, or the whatever their oldest one is, I forget. I think it's 16 though. Is it is really good. It's gratuitously expensive. It's one of those like top shelf whiskeys, but it is very good. Special occasion kind of drink. But even their lowest shelf one, this one, or not this one per se, because this has got Drambuie and vermouth in it, but the one that's in this is a great Scotch. It actually has a little bit of sweetness to it, because it uses there's a bit of pear in it, I think. There's a hint of pear somewhere. I don't actually know if it's actually fermented, not fermented, if it's distilled with fruit, or if it's just pear, like pear wood barrels or something like that. But it's good. It's good stuff.
What should we do? We don't know the laws of this island.
Find witnesses. There must be some. If anyone saw what happened, they could clear up these accusations. If they take the stand and testify that these men attacked us, the charges will be dropped. Go to the Ink Mistress and speak to her, and her neighbors.
I already did that.
It would also be interesting to find out who this famous eyewitness who warned the guards is. Whoever it is obviously lied to ensnare us in a trap. We need to find out who it is and why they did it.
Okay. All advice we already had, but
Thank you for
regardless.
your help. When you've gathered enough evidence, go find the master of the shipyard. He's offered to defend us.
Good. You know what? I will say, maybe unrelated.
I don't have the key.
Not gonna work, is it? Didn't think so.
I can't do it.
Anyway, yeah.
If I've understood correctly, we need to question the head guard to find out where we can find the liar who claims they saw us attack those people. I love toying with this kind of ball. Let's go to the tavern and then leave it to me. I'll make mincemeat of him.
Okay then. Let's see then. Tavern. Not yet. Yeah, tavern. You're right. Seems to be the best way there. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I actually... Okay, so this is an interesting thing. You know how a lot of games will do, like, legal sequences like this? Where you're basically, you have to do, like, a trial or a legal case or you know, prove your innocence or prove the bad guy's guilt or whatever. I find a lot of RPGs do this. Even things like Mass Effect, for example. The first Mass Effect, very early in the game, had a sort of opposite example of this. Not of proving your innocence, but of proving somebody else's guilt, of having to prove that Saren was responsible for murdering Nihilus, right, if you remember. I know not everyone has played Mass Effect as many times as I have, but you should. It's really good. Or you can just watch my playthrough. That's an option, too.
We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
Didn't know that. But yeah, so, yeah, it's, I mean, it's very good, first of all, the game. But this little sequence is, the goal is to find evidence of Saren, this fellow Spectre, working with the Geth, which are the synthetic flashlight head aliens. Robots.
Come out, you rogue! I know you're in there. Give me back my money, you cheat! I wasn't drunk at all.
They are now.
Who are you? Why are you looking at me like that?
Let's try and reason with him first, yeah. In any case, right, so the, situations like this one, or another example would be Knights of the Old Republic 1, in Menon, the planet of the Selkath, the ocean world, where one of your party members, Jolie Bindo, is accused of murder? No, it's not him. It's one of his friends. An old friend of his is accused of murder, and you have to try and get him acquitted. Right. Okay. So, what I find interesting about so many of these is that they are perfectly accessible to a non-legal, a legal non-specialist. Right. You don't have to be a lawyer well versed in the specifics of the legal code of the system into which you're entering in order to grasp what's going on and the rules therein. Now, that tells me that we, as an audience for these kinds of games, have a great intuitive grasp of what we would call common law. Because that's always what these are about, right? All of these rely upon what is essentially common law, which, that is to say, common sense law. Law that is developed upon precedent that you don't even necessarily have to know all of, because a lot of it is intuitive. But we all can sort of intuit legal rules, what a crime is, and stuff like that. Even to the degree of nuance, right? We can understand that this is a nuanced situation. That, I mean, sure, simple enough, we were attacked, but we also have to understand things like the usefulness and testimony of witnesses, which requires a sort of robust understanding of not the legal code, not the laws as written down on Yxanthus, rather what kind of person, what kind of testimony, and what kind of witness situation, the situation the witness was in, is reliable and trustworthy. What is needed in order to prove what did or did not happen. What, such that it did or did not happen, would exonerate the accused. Right? All of these are strictly intuitive. None of these require an extensive knowledge of the particular legal system. Now you'll note that does not apply to our legal system, certainly. Right? There is no just wandering into court and successfully representing yourself. particularly as a foreigner. Unwise. But the reason it's unwise is because our legal system is needlessly complex. I think that's honestly quite clear to anyone. And again, as an anarchist, an anarcho-capitalist / anarcho-monarchist, or whatever you want to call me, I think that the reason it's needlessly complex is because it goes beyond what is crime. Crime, qua aggression against person or property. That's what a crime is, strictly speaking, philosophically rather than legally. And when you have a legal system that maps onto that philosophical concept, and that is the extent of what is illegal, it's actually quite simple. And anyone can make robust arguments, and this is what you find in most common law traditions. In any kind of a system of what's called judge-made law, you find that it is simple and straightforward, and the profession of lawyer is largely unnecessary, which is frankly how it should be. Right? You should not need specialist knowledge of the law in order to know whether someone is guilty or not. Because if you need specialist knowledge of the law to know whether someone is guilty or not, that necessarily follows that you would need specialist knowledge of the law in order to not regularly commit crimes, or alleged crimes, what we legally call crimes. Acts which are malum prohibitum. Which is actually true, by the way, in the U.S. In the U.S., your average citizen commits, I think it's 3 felonies a day, most of which are just regulatory violations that we have no idea we're violating. But any given person, if a committed prosecutor wanted to, any one of us could be thrown in prison for probably the rest of our lives, based on things that we actually did, and things that could be proven. Which, by the way, is very Soviet. Stalin is credited to have said, I don't actually know if this is true or not, but he's credited to have said, show me the man and I will show you the crime. And he didn't mean that he would just make up a crime. He meant that if we criminalize damn near everything, then anything that someone does can be called a crime. And so he can be arrested and sent to Gulag. What's funny, and frankly depressing about that, is that is the current situation in the U.S.
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on is that the dirty cheat who lives here stole a pile of money from me while playing cards.
Maybe you had a streak of bad luck. It can happen.
No, it's not possible. I got a strategy. I can't lose.
I think you probably can, but...
You should give me that bottle and go home. You can always come back tomorrow and win back your money with your strategy.
That's not such a bad idea. Here, I'll be back tomorrow.
I can't believe that worked! And now I have booze. Oh, wait a minute, I can use that. Because I need to get what's-his-name drunk. Yeah, now there we go. To be fair, there must have been an easier way of getting booze than conning the local drunk out of it, but whatever, I don't care. Success is a success. Alright, let's do this part and see when we're going to wrap it up.
I believe the woman from the Alliance, Safia, is over there. Since she's the one who warned us, maybe she can tell us more about the emissary.
Oh, please, let me talk to the head guard. I know I can get him to tell me everything she knows about the liar who's falsely accused us.
Wait, why? I can't have her talk to the head guard. Who's also a man. She said she. But whatever. Who's Safia? Who's Safia? Oh, hey, I leveled. That's right. I should... Talents. Diplomacy. We need it. We need mechanisms, too, but... Double blow is not bad. I only have one AoE attack, so that's not actually helpful. Tearfreddy bracelets. Bramble shackles, that's pretty cool. I think I'll do bramble shackles, yeah? Yeah, why not? Let's do a little bit of that. We only get one. Darn. Okay. It also heals the caster for 5% of that. That's not great. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Okay. Fausta. Enforce a barrier. Units against burn. Vendetta. Weapon skill improvement. Okay, reduces the action point cost. That's not bad. Resurrection. Oh, that's right. Shoot, I have that, don't I? Wait, no, I don't. Upgrade applies some immortality. What the hell is immortality? Reduces threat when dealing a fatal blow. That's kind of cool. Let's do the action point cost. Restores an action point when dealing a fatal blow. That's not bad. Applies mobilization. Mobilization's nice. Okay, cool.
You again? This tavern used to be a place you could drink in peace. Even here, these pesky foreigners seem bent on stirring up trouble.
Go ahead, Sybil.
Sybil? You wanted to speak to this gentleman, I believe.
Absolutely, darling. I've always held guards in the highest regard.
Really?
God, no!
What would happen to
Why
our
is this
cities without
working?
these valiant defenders of the peace? They would be submerged in chaos and anarchy. And I'd like to congratulate you on your swift action. No one could blame you for giving credence to a questionable witness.
I appreciate that, but the witness wasn't questionable. He's a naught, and...
Come now, don't you worry. There's no question of your devotion to your duty. But it's obvious that this man was corrupt. He was probably more of a pirate than a sailor.
Not at all. He works as a longshoreman on the docks.
Works? Worked? Because this infamous witness has disappeared, hasn't he? He'll never take the stand. It's so unfortunate that a man like you, so honest and so upright, must pay for someone else's lies.
Well, that's why you're wrong. He's still there, and he's going to testify. He's in the warehouses as usual.
Really? I was lied to. In that case, I'm utterly reassured. You're doing a splendid job.
We've got to flush that rat out of the warehouse where he's hiding.
Wow, exceptionally well done, Sybil. All right, that was really cringe, but good job. Who are you anyway?
I'm happy to see you're back.
Oh, it's her.
And in
Okay.
one piece.
No one warned
When
me.
I heard there'd been a fight
It
among
feels like she's
foreigners,
up to something.
I was afraid it might be you.
And you were right. What can we say? We're mixed up in just about everything that goes on. A gang of Bridge Alliance brutes surprised us, but we made short work of them. But when the guard intervened, Alvida was arrested in our place.
I'm very sorry. I suspected that Zahid's presence in Yuxantis might cause problems. Is there anything I can do to help?
What can you tell us about this woman?
I must admit that knowing she was here gave me reason for concern.
Where do I get a
So
disguise?
I tried to find out who invited her. Apparently, it was one of the admirals, to strengthen the trade relations between the Alliance and the Nauts. That idea worried me even more. I don't know how much you know about the Bridge Alliance, or the internal tensions simmering just below the surface there. Recently, a group has appeared on the scene, spreading disturbing ideas. They argue for Tyneir's superiority over all other nations, especially the islanders of Teofredi. They're violent, and will stop at nothing to expand their influence, which remains fairly limited for now, thankfully. This woman is part of that group, and the fact that she's here to negotiate with the Nauts could prove dangerous for your people. Whether or not she's behind what happened, she's certain to use it against you.
Do you know where this emissary is staying?
Since she's part of an official delegation, she must be staying at the diplomat's house.
What about
However, you'll
you?
never get her to admit her involvement just by talking to her. I'm afraid you'll have to find a more indirect method.
Okay.
The innkeeper here is
Papers
in
and
charge
stuff.
of delivering food to all the buildings where foreigners are staying. Maybe he could help you enter her quarters discreetly.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. I
Would he
despise
do that,
this
though?
woman and everything she stands for. I hope you can prove your innocence. Oh, I just thought of something. I don't know if this will be of any use to you, but I saw her leaving town once, which intrigued me. A
Leaving
diplomat who's
town?
here on official business would have no reason to go inland. I have no idea what she planned to do there, but maybe it would be worthwhile finding out.
Inland?
Thank you for your help. See you later. According to Safia, the innkeeper could help us get into the diplomat's house.
Wait, inland? What do you mean inland? I guess Xanthus is more than just the city? See, I basically just thought that it was a city. Weird. Okay. Hi, sir.
Welcome to the Fishing Mermaid. What'll it be?
Is it possible to order food from you to be delivered?
We sometimes deliver meals to certain homes, in particular to Overseas House when they're entertaining. But we don't do individual deliveries, if that's what you're asking about. Those deliveries are enough of a pain. With the repairs to the wall, my cart can barely get through.
You must have your hands full here. Making deliveries must take up a lot of your time.
Tell me about it. I used to have an errand boy who took care of
Repairs
it,
to
but
the wall.
well, he decided to jump ship, and here I am, running all over town.
That must cost you a lot of time and money. Because you can't be behind the bar when you're out doing deliveries.
Of course. And, of course, it's always when there are the most customers.
I understand. Now that you mention it, we were just headed to that area. We could drop off your delivery for you if you'd like.
Oh, is that so? What an opportunity. Don't move. I'll bring it to you right away. You're doing me a huge favor.
Would you look at that? Okay, Oh, that's what happened. What?
Leave me alone. You won't get another word out of me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. Fine. I didn't need another word. All fine. All fine here. How are you? Alright, out we go. Is it evening time? Oh, it's night. It's night. Actually, night. Fascinating. Master of the shipyard? No. Find the man. Emissary sent this. Yeah, let's do that tonight. We should have time. I don't know if I want to stay up all the way to midnight. I'm getting a little tired. Like I said, long day. Long day. But, you know, at least I will say I do not have to be up early tomorrow, which is very nice. A nice weekend. Nice weekend day. Great, with coins and stuff in it. Nice. Who's me? Nice little tree. Santis Peninsula. Nice. This is cool. Foreigner's house. Yeah, this is a cool city. Yeah, look, there is an inland. Fascinating. Okay.
We need a key to open this door.
Let's see if I can just do it.
I can't do it.
Alright. Have to level up my mechanisms a bunch. Which honestly, maybe I should be pumping some points into that. Oh well. I didn't.
His ship has left port without him.
Hello there.
Are you lost? Do you need directions?
We are delivering food to this house. The tavern keeper sent us.
There we go.
He usually makes his own deliveries. What's up with him?
He asked us to lend him a hand. He said he had too much work to leave his counter.
No. We've been trying to persuade him to hire some help for months. Okay, go ahead. Just leave it all in the hallway. The clerks will take care of the rest.
You got it, boss. Now, if we wander off the beaten trail here or there, it's just because things are just so very interesting, and I'm sure that we're not up to anything. Huh. A sword. And... Huh. Nice. What's that? Pick up what? Oh, a key. That's convenient. Oh. No. Wrong way. This isn't where I intended to be. This is the kitchen. Whoa. What's all that doing there? Why is there a poison throwing knife in the kitchen? That's unsettling. I don't like that fact. Is this the right place? The dead potted plant. No, guess not. Room key. That did it. Coroner's house. Room. I'm gonna try mechanisms. Probably not gonna work though. Damn.
I can't do it.
Notes from the emissary for the preparation of the trial. The legal system being different to my own, I must be cautious. Avoiding any mistakes, and remember to consult a book on the subject. However, it seems to me that a frontal attack should suffice. Throw off these savages and the longshoremen. Duarte and his testimony will be enough to do the rest. Duarte, the longshoreman. I must make sure that imbecile doesn't budge from the warehouse and the port in which he works. He's not the most courageous of types, and it probably wouldn't take much for him to run screaming for the hills. The judges, the admirals, and the librarian, Admiral Barcelos, our guarantor, should prove to be of support, but Admiral Cabral seems to hold justice, as well as his role here in extremely high esteem. As for the librarian, that strange old man, Hills mainly serve as a bailiff, if I've understood correctly. It's therefore, above all, Cabral, whom I must win over to my cause.
These are the emissary's notes. They were used to prepare for our trial. The identity and location of the witness we met are in here.
Missives and report. Sir, pursuing the missions that you entrusted me as quickly as possible, and you'll be pleased to hear them moving in the right direction. We'll deliver the weapons place at the right time without incident and for the amount that you agreed upon. And as we suspected, some knots are much less cautious about national contracts when there's sufficient money at stake. As for our friend, Dr. Asili, recognize him, will receive delivery in Hikmet. All the ingredients he requested, however odd they might be. Oh, it's that guy. It's the guy who is running horrific experiments in Hikmet. Hikmet is the Bridge Alliance city on Tirfadi. Which, this is early for that. Dude, really? Hikmet was already established and this guy was already doing his monstrosities? Fuck, that sucks. Jesus. As for my other mission, it's going well. It so happens that some natives of Tirfadi are visiting the island, which will make my task that much easier. I'll let you know more about it as soon as it's settled, but you can count on me. Yours faithfully, Zahid. Zahid is the emissary, right? So this is sent back to... this was what was sent. I guess probably a duplicate of what was sent to, I assume, the capital, or at least the capital of Tania. Dear emissary Zahid, we'll be delighted to welcome you to our island and vouch for you as the matters you described just more than justify your visit. You'll be given accommodation in the House of Foreigners, which is reserved for diplomats. I look forward to meeting you to discuss all this in more detail. Sincerely, Admiral Barcelos. Letter from an unknown correspondent. Sketchy. My dear Zahid, I'm sorry to learn that your mission has forced you to deal with these uncouth seamen. And I confess I find it hard to imagine you having to dirty your boots in a common camp in the windy and muddy hinterland of their island. Camp. Interesting. I suppose that's what it takes to appease the great man, but I can't wait until we no longer have to sneak around like pitiful conspirators and everyone can at last see the greatness of our plans. The general will save us all from the degeneration that's afflicting this new generation. He'll restore our nation to its former glory, but I digress. Forgive me. I hardly need preach to the converted. You have my full support in the challenges you're facing. Remember that it's all for the best. Your friend A.
There's a report here that the emissary hasn't yet sent, as well as a few letters.
Oh, hasn't
I
sent.
should take the time to read them carefully. The emissary mentioned some business she had someplace in land. We should try to find out precisely where. I don't have the key.
Why the hell not? Did it break off in the lock? Yippee! We did it! I see it basically lets you do the things that don't quite matter. Inland, huh? Countryside. There's a countryside, huh? Okay. I need a way to sneak into the warehouse, which means I need a disguise. Okay. Oh, excuse me. One of those nights. Okay,
We have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
I am supposed to be here. Shut up. Let's just fast travel, shall we? Ah, countryside. Oh, Fausta, why? Let's see if I can do it. Damn.
I can't do it.
Had to get lucky on that, but I did not get lucky on it. There will probably be an opportunity to try again. I actually don't know how often I can try again with these lockpicking checks. It's probably if I camp for the night or whatever, it resets them. At least that's what I think it is. Oh. Interesting. So there is an actual whole other region. Wow. Interesting. Very cool. Alright, alright. Let's see what we can do here. We've rested until daytime. Monkeys! What's those things? Wait. In charge? Fausta. Knock him down. No, I actually don't need shadow projection.
Show them what we're made of!
Yeah, I've had it work. You need to taunt them. Knock that one over. Finish you off. You can knock that one over. That works. Can't. Where's the teleports behind you thing? That works. Hey, nice. Alright, I have to once again ask. Is this a fucking European thing? That anthills get this big? I feel like I've asked the same thing in like 3 different games. But anthills don't really get that tall anywhere in the world, do they? Well, that search was not particularly useful. We tried. Alright, monkey time. I don't know what I did to his quick bar, but it's not good. Damn. Sibylla, how about you? Where's the taunt thing? There we go.
Armor is broken.
There we go. Okay. Much better. I thought this was a river. Hmm. A lantern here. Must be meaningful. Ooh. I found something.
You're not from around here.
Hello. Are you lost?
Are you okay? You just napping. Ah, fuck, more monkeys.
May the enlightened grant us.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay. Asta, where is that one up in the tree? You need to take care of that. And knock it down. Never mind, that's... Honestly, no, she doesn't need to leave yet. But knocking you down will be actually extremely helpful. Okay. Monkeys. Alright,
The trail goes this way.
Oh, it's a trail, huh? But there's more monkeys. I'm actually gonna call it here, I think. Yeah, 11:45. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. So, no, that. There we go. Frankly, I should have been saving more as I went, but whatever. Anyway, thank you for joining me tonight. We had some fun. I'm glad I had a couple of these little conversations with you guys. It was fun. Again, it is a very typical part of your given RPG, the legal trial But it's a good one. It seems to be handled decently well this time. So, a good. What I like to see in quests like this is a variety of ways of handling the situation. And it seems, at least, like that's what we're getting here. So I dig it. I'm digging it. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. Keep an eye out for that podcast that was hopefully still going to be recording with Adam from Incarnational Inkwell. I'll be sharing that around once we're done. We're going to be talking about Plato's Symposium. That should be a good time. Anyway, keep an eye out for that. And until then, I'm not sure yet what the streaming schedule is going to be next week. I might try something a little unconventional and do Friday, Saturday? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not committed to that. I may perfectly well just go back to doing, Monday or Wednesday and Friday. But Greedfall is still going to be Fridays. It's just the question of whether Fable 3 is going to be Monday or Wednesday. We shall see. I'm thinking vaguely about shifting to Friday, Saturday. It'd be easier for me to get up throughout the week, but we'll see. I don't know. I'll think about it. Give me your thoughts. If you have any thoughts, I want them. Give them to me, please. Cheers. Anyway, thank you all for joining me once again. I will see you guys next time, and until then, remember, don't be safe, be well, more importantly, be good. Good night, folks.